Hey everyone, how's it going? So, I wanted to talk to you about something that I kind of saw coming down the pike, probably whatever it was, 8 weeks ago, 2 months ago, whatever it was. And I actually started to make this video seriously, probably 25 times. And I decided, you know what, I didn't want to be that doom and gloom type person. I didn't want to go and put stuff out there that may not come true or whatever. But now it's starting to look a little more like it's going to. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about this. You know what this is? This is oil for your vehicle. And with all the things going on in this world, I could see it going to where, the price of it's going to go up substantially. And I didn't, like I said, I didn't want to make this video. I really didn't. However, I don't know if some of you have seen this. It's an internal memo from AutoZone that they had, I guess, put out there. I will read it to you in a second. And you can find it online if you want to. I'll actually even, I guess, put a transcript of that in the description if I can. I basically found the memo, but it was like a photo of the memo. So I didn't want to print that off. So I had AI just take the photo and then just transcribe it for me into text. So with all the stuff going on in the world, especially in the Middle East, the oil supply is going to become a problem. And I'm assuming other distributors like AutoZone, I'm sure like Advanced Auto and Napa and O'Reilly's and them, I'm sure they probably are well aware of it, and they probably sent out internal memos also. But I'm going to read this to you, okay? I am not the best reader in the world. I don't read normally, just so you're aware. It's my ADHD. I can't do it. I have a problem with it. So, pending store-wide training is what they call it, okay? To all the Southeastern Region Team District parts and store managers, subject, how AutoZone will navigate the impending supply shortage of PCMOs, motor oil, HDEOs, diesel engine oil, and specialty fluids. Okay, team, it says. When speaking about unusual or historical supply chain disruptions, it's common for those of us who have been in the business for a moment to reference situations from decades ago. But the truth is, if you've been with us for even a year, you already worked through one major supplier hardship relating to rebranding. If you've been with us just a bit longer, you've worked through one of the most difficult reshuffling of inventories and changes in sales flow in our company history during COVID. That's why I am not worried about what we're facing today. Preparation and dedication of every one of our team members will see us through this as you all did before. So what new challenges are we facing? In the interest of total transparency, there is zero benefit in mincing words. Due to unfolding situation in the Middle East, we're facing the largest supply shortage of lubricating fluids in modern history of America. Realistic, middle-of-the-road estimates are for our average available supply in this product range to drop by 40%. Okay? Some specific products will have better availabilities. Others will have far less, and in some cases will become entirely unavailable. Costs will rise, often dramatically at non-standard intervals, and margins will be squeezed. But in crisis, there's always opportunity to find light in the evolving situation, by evolving to the situation, By helping our communities who are going through the same struggle, AutoZone has been tirelessly working behind the scenes to do exactly that. In the coming weeks, we will be providing full training sessions full training sessions on our in-development retail and specialty fluid substitution recommendation system. This substitution reference will incorporate guidance based on automotive manufacturer and their tiers of approved replacements from a minor warranty secure viscosity changes to emergency use only products. It will be capable of providing authoritative, no-worry guidance based on store and regional inventory and the customer situation. Okay. Meaning, what they're going to do is they're going to give you viable substitutes for your oil. So, in other words, is 530 unavailable? Well, you can use 540. Or is 530 unavailable? Well, you can use 1030 because we have one, we don't have the other. Nobody in the area has one over the other. You know what I mean? That's where this is going. A late model Toyota drivers coming up on an oil change, 016 isn't available. It might recommend STP any mileage 520 and show we can have a 5-quart jug shipped to him next week. Okay. It kind of doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but meaning that if it calls for 016, 520 can be used. Okay. If a rideshare driver comes in with an oil light on, barely anything showing on the dipstick, and all you have in stock is HDEO 1540, it will correctly advise the customer to just get oil into the engine, an emergency substitution using the 1540. Now, okay, your car calls for 016, but you need 2 quarts of oil, okay? Is 1540 going to hurt anything? No, it's not going to hurt anything. It's better to have lubricant in there than nothing in there, okay? The 016 is beneficial for it. It's what it calls for. It's what it was designed for. But if you have to run a thicker oil in times of need, so be it. So be it. I use heavier weight oil in my higher mileage vehicles. I always have done that, okay? Once I exceed 100,000 miles, usually if my cars usually call for 520 or 530, I'll up them to 1030, 1040, 540, 1540. If I have a car with a gazillion miles on it, I might use 2050. Have I ever had an issue? No. My daughter's cars, my daughter's Kias, okay, they call for 520, I believe. And in those, I use either 1540 or 2050. So 2050 in the summer, 1540 in the winter. And it keeps them going as far as I'm concerned, because those things would chatter like crazy because the oil was, I think, too thin for those, okay? But anyway, I digress. So let me go on to the rest of this. Every situation will receive actionable guidance escalating to the dedicated help line if necessary. We plan to become the go-to solution provider for those met with empty shelves and fear of unknown replacements. We'll provide guidance and supplies to those soon-to-be first-time home oil changers who can no longer afford increased cost coming at every lube chain. We intend to beat every competitor at meeting this challenge head-on and expect tens of thousands of new customers. WIT opportunities abound. I don't know, WIT, W-I-T-T. I guess those of you that are in that industry of parts, maybe you know what that means. Together, we'll all assist in maintaining an essential normalcy in times of hardship, keeping America on the road. Sincerely, name redacted. Okay. I'm going to, like I said, I'll try to put this up in the description or a photo of it or something. I'll come up with something. But yeah, I kind of saw this coming when the whole Middle East thing started to blow up not too long ago. No pun intended with the blow up part there. Yeah, obviously I lived through COVID. I lived through gasoline shortages and stuff like that. I remember oil, when you pulled into a full service gas station, a quart of oil would be $2.50 for us to put it in your vehicle. And I remember you could get an oil change for $19.95. Okay, when I had my repair shop, gas station, from 1989 to 1997, I ran a special, $19.95 for oil changes. The final year I was in business, I had to raise it to $29.95 because the price went up. Also, when I was in business, antifreeze went up. Okay, I remember when antifreeze, you could buy like a gallon of antifreeze. I think it was 99 cents or $1.49, whatever, for a gallon of Prestone Green full strength or concentrate. You know, I guess they called it full strength. You'd had to dilute it with water. And I remember when there was a ethylene glycol shortage, and then the price of that stuff went through the roof. There was a shortage of it for a while, and then the price of it went through the roof. And people were mad at me, like I was doing it. Like people would come in and, you know, yeah, here I used to charge $4.99. Now I'm charging $15 for a gallon of coolant, and people were like, "You're ripping me off. Go to the store and buy it." Yeah, what do you want me to tell you? I'm only a couple bucks more than the store, and you have the convenience of me. You know what I mean? Like you're coming into my shop for this. And I'm installing it for you, you know. But anyway, but during those times when I had my shop too, like I saw the prices increase, you know, and there was nothing I could do about it. You know, I saw gasoline prices increase. You know, it all happens. I mean, you know, you feel it at the pump right now. You go, you know what's going on. You know, you can't miss it. I remember when Freon, you could buy a 30-pound jug of Freon for $19.95, and then every spring, you know, local repair shops would have their $19.99, you know, AC recharge special on your vehicle, and up to a pound of Freon, and it was R12. But I remember those days, and you know, shoot, you can almost not even get a 30-pound container of R12 unless you find a supplier of old stuff. I'm sure somebody still makes it, but it's just very difficult to find. I had actually about 4 years ago, I was gifted a 30-pound container of R12. And I sold it to a reseller. I sold it to a reseller for $700. So yeah. And that was back in 2021. So yeah, prices go up. Things go up. And if you think about it, okay, oil. We make the best oil. We produce the best oil in the United States for engine oil. It's the type of crude that we make. Problem is, we're shipping a lot of that overseas. So we are depleting our supply of oil that creates engine oil. Okay. So yeah, we're going to see an increase. And like I said, you know, I read you the document there. I can provide you whatever, just go online. You'll see it. But like I said, I will provide that. Also, with engine oil, you got to remember, everything else that's involved around engine oil and gasoline and diesel, okay, prices have been going through the roof. Everything you have on your vehicle is made in some way, shape, or form where oil is required, petroleum, okay? Crude oil is used in some way, shape, or form to create and produce every single thing in your vehicle, okay? Plastics all use oil, okay? They all use some kind of oil, but shipping, everything else. So prices, you're going to see, parts prices are going to go crazy. They're going to go through the roof. I didn't want to make this video, but here it is. So I apologize for having to make this video, but unfortunately, it's the times that we're in. But you're going to see the price of everything go through the roof, unfortunately, and it's because this world runs on oil, plain and simple. The world runs on oil. So, I mean, shoot, think about it this way too. Like even my electric bill has gone up significantly in the last 2 years. And the company, Duke Energy, made record profits last year. And we just got a notification in the mail today saying they're looking for a rate increase. Yeah, yep. But it all evolves around oil. Just so you're aware. Anyway, that's it. I hope you got something out of that. If you did, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, guys. Try to have a great day. Keep wrenching.